Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll be doing question 3 from class 12 HSC's chapter 4, that is pair of straight lines, exercise 4.1. This is from mathematics and statistics part 1. We've already done questions 1 and 3, wherein we have found that if we are given two equations, for two straight lines, we can combine them and form one equation for the pair of straight lines. And we also learned how to get those individual equations out of a given pair, out of the equation of a pair, correct? So now in this case, you have to use those concepts and solve these questions. You have to find the combined equation for a pair of straight lines passing through the origin and perpendicular to the lines represented by these equations. This equation. So basically, first of all, what you need to do is you have to find the equation that are, a part of this one. So you have to find the equation of the straight lines for these two. How will you do that? What you can do is factorize in this case, very easy. 8 can be written as minus 5 minus 3. Minus 8 can be written as minus 5 plus minus 3. So you have 5x square minus 5xy minus 3xy plus 3y square is equal to 0. 5x x minus y minus 3y x minus y equal to 0. X minus y, 5x minus 3y equal to 0. You have x minus y equal to 0 and 5x minus 3y equal to 0. Now m for this one, m1 is equal to 1 and m for this one is equal to 5 by 3. Once you have these, you know that your lines are perpendicular to these, right? So the equation of the lines that are passing through the origin and perpendicular to the lines represented by the following equation. So to find perpendicular, what do? Minus 1 by m1 and minus 1 by m2. So your m3 will be minus 1 and m4 will be minus 3 by 5. Once you have these, you have to find the equation. So your equation will be passing through the origin. So y equal to, because y minus 0 is just y, equal to m3, that is minus 1 into x minus 0, that is x. In this case, it will be y equal to minus 3 by 5 into x. It becomes y equal to minus x and you have x plus y is equal to 0. That's your 1. Solving this, you have 5y is equal to minus 3x. So you have 3x plus 5y is equal to 0. That's your 2. So now you have multiplying 1 and 2. To find the combined equations, you have to multiply these two equations that you have found out to be the lines that you required for this question. So multiplying 1 and 2, we have x plus y into 3x plus 5y is equal to 0 because both of them are equal to 0. X plus y, 3x plus 5y. So x into 3x is going to be 3x square plus x into 5y is equal to 5xy. Y into 3x is equal to 3xy. Y into 5y is equal to 5y square is equal to 0. So you have 3x square plus 8xy plus 5y square is equal to 0. Now if you look carefully at the equation you had initially and the equation you have received, that is this one, you realize that the coefficient h, right? So the h is the coefficient or the numerical part of the middle term or the term with xy in it. The sign has changed for h and your coefficients of x square and y square have just been interchanged. Now let's see if this observation holds true for other questions as well, right? So you can deduce that is how it would change if the lines were perpendicular to the ones that you have. So here we have another question, it's the second subpart. This time your equation is 5x square plus 2xy minus 3y square, correct? So what will we do again? We'll again factorize this. You can write 2xy as 5xy minus 3xy, right? So you'll write it as 5x square plus 5xy minus 3xy minus 3y square is equal to 0. 5x x plus y minus 3y x plus y equal to 0. X plus y into 5x minus 3y equal to 0. So your two equations are x plus y equal to 0 and 5x minus 3y equal to 0. Your first slope or m1 is minus 1. Your second slope or m2 is equal to 5 by 3. Your m3 will be 1 because minus 1 upon minus 1, that is 1. Your m4 will be minus 1 upon 5 by 3, that is minus 3 by 5. Since the lines are also passing to the origin, your equation will be y equal to x in this case, and in this case it will be y equal to minus 3 by 5x. You can write this as x minus y equal to 0 and this as 5y equal to minus 3x. 3x plus 5y is equal to 0. Number this as 1, number this as 2. The combined equation multiplying 1 and 2. Multiplying 1 and 2. You have x minus y into 3x plus 5y is equal to 0. Multiplying the terms, x into 3x is going to be 3x square, x into 5y is going to be 5 by xy, 5xy, minus y into 3x is going to be minus 3xy, minus y into 5y is going to be minus 5y square is equal to 0. So you have 3x square plus 2xy minus 5y square is equal to 0. That's your answer. Now if you look carefully, the observation that we made in the previous case hold true here as well. The sign of h has been changed and the coefficients of your x square and y square are interchanged. The sign is not touched. So that means you just changed the sign for the middle term with xy. The coefficients of x square and y square have to be interchanged without changing their sign. Okay, so in the next questions, we could do it with two methods. Let's see how. So guys, here we have the third sub question. Now it's very easy to factorize this, correct? Take y common, x plus y equal to 0. So your two lines are y equal to 0 and x plus y equal to 0. What will be your slope in this case where y is equal to 0? m1. Think about it. Until then we'll find the slope for this one, which will just be minus 1. Correct? You take x on the other side, it becomes minus x, and from that y equal to mx plus c, c is 0, m is minus 1. Now in this case there is no x, so how will you find the slope? If you think about it, y equal to 0 is a horizontal line. And what is the slope for horizontal lines? We had done this in a previous question. So the slope for horizontal lines is fixed, which is okay. So if you already remember from that, we'll know that the slope for horizontal lines is something upon 0 because the x is same. But what you can do in this case, this particular case, if you can't remember what the slope for horizontal lines is or what the slope for your y equal to 0 is, you can just say that since line is perpendicular to y equal to 0, that line will be x equal to 0. Correct? So if that line is x equal to 0, that means the coefficient, you can take that to be either, you can take the slope from there and then try to solve. But since you already have the line y equal to 0, there is no need to go to the slope. Now in this case, you have the slope is minus 1, and since the other line will be perpendicular to it, the slope will be 1. So you have y equal to x, that means x minus y equal to 0. Taking their combined equation, x into x minus y equal to 0, x square minus xy equal to 0. Now in this case there is no x square in the numerator in the original question. That means the eventual coefficient of y square that we'll get is 0. In this case the coefficient of y square is 1. That means the coefficient of x square will become 1. xy had the sign plus, it has been changed to minus. That means instead of doing all of this, you could have just changed xy's sign from plus to minus and y's coefficient from 1 to 0 and x's from 0 to 1. That could have been way easy and you would have solved this question in just one line. Moving on to question number 4. Now make sure that you don't use this method for all questions, the one wherein you have to, solve these step by step, because of course steps carry marks. You can only do this in cases of MCQs or 1 markers. Okay, so don't do this for 2 or 3 mark questions. Moving on to question number 4. Again, you can factorize this very easily. Taking x outside, you have 3x minus 4y is equal to 0. So your lines are x equal to 0 and 3x minus 4y is equal to 0. Since line is perpendicular to this, the line becomes y equal to 0. Now I'm not writing in this case, but like in the previous case, like I wrote, since the required line is perpendicular to x equal to 0, it is y equal to 0. Now since you have this, the slope for this one will be, basically if you take this on the other side, the slope will be 3 by 4. So the required slope or m2 will be minus 4 by 3. X into minus 4 by 3 is equal to y. So minus 4x equals 3y. 4x plus 3y is equal to 0. That's your equation 1. That's your equation 2. Multiplying 1 and 2, you have y into 4x plus 3y equal to 0. That is 4xy plus 3y square is equal to 0. You have, that's your answer. Let's check it. 4x minus 4xy से बना 4xy. Check. यहाँ पे y का कोएफिशिएंट 0 था, यहाँ पे x का कोएफिशिएंट 0 है, y स्क्वायर एंड x स्क्वायर, माय बैड. तो चेक. एंड यहाँ पे x स्क्वायर का कोएफिशिएंट 3 है, यहाँ पे y स्क्वायर का कोएफिशिएंट 3 है. That means our answer is correct. So guys, that's it for the video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and comment down below if you have any more questions or suggestions. And don't forget to check out questions 1 and 2 because they are basically the basics of pair of straight lines. Thanks for watching.